what is truly behind the quest for green energy dominance, as some of them have labeled it. Joining us now, Slovakia's Deputy Prime Minister, Tomas Taraba. Taraba is a fierce defender of conservative values in Europe, one of the rare ones. And here's the voice of the forgotten men and women of Europe. Deputy Prime Minister, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Explain to us where this is coming from. I know this is not a surprise to someone like you who have watched kind of the winds of tariff discussions out there, but for a lot of us out here in the U.S., it's surprising that the EU would take such a principled stance against China. We don't expect that out of European policies these days.
Look, this is very clear evidence that the European Union is losing the ground. This is an impact of this Green Deal policy in Europe, because Europe used to be one of the leading economical superpower in the world. At this moment, we are seeing how our enterprises are living in a very large scale, the European Union. Many automotive companies invested heavily in China because it's almost impossible in Europe to open any new factory. It takes several years to just only receive permits because all these bureaucrats, they launched a lot of bureaucracy in Europe. We see that the economy is very weak. People are getting poorer, and this is just only an evidence that Green Deal failed. And at this moment, because so many companies in Europe are very weak, they ask the European Union just only to levy huge taxes and tariffs. But there are also many companies from Europe that will be impacted heavily by these duties. And now at this moment, you've got approximately half of the companies that are expecting these duties, and the other, they are just telling us that, okay, this will kill us in a very significant way. So, when the bureaucrats are deciding what is good for economy, then the result is like now at this moment in Europe.
No, that's that makes sense, and it dare I say it's making Europe great again, mega. I'm surprised that line hasn't been taking off out there, but it's a policy that seems to fall in line with a lot of the things that Trump has talked about for America. That said, the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban does not seem to be totally on board with this approach. He does not feel as comfortable entering into this full-on trade conflict with China, which I found surprising. Can you kind of lay out why he may be against it?
Look, actually, Germany is against it. Hungary is against it. Frankly speaking, Slovakia voted also against it. And the reason is, for instance, Slovakia belongs to the most industrialized countries in the European Union per capita. And the problem is that at this moment, and this is the difference between Europe and the United States, that Europe is experiencing a huge outflow of investments. Some investments are going to the United States, the other are going to China. And the problem is that a lot of companies in the past from the European Union opened their factories in China because all these regulations that have been set in Europe for the production really made this progress as the only alternative how they can produce with certain margin and have a profit, because the companies, because of all this Green Deal nonsense, they are not able to make any significant profits in Europe.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.